I thought you boys understood. It's business. That's all it is. You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything, the whole goddamn planet. They can do whatever they want. What's wrong with having it good for a change? Now, they're gonna let us have it good if we just help them. They're gonna leave us alone. Let us make some money. You can have a little taste of that good life, too. Now, I know you want it. Hell, everybody does.
You do it to your own kind.
What's the threat? We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team.
What is up? This is your boy Pepe Sylvia. I'm in the building. Thanks for joining the show, Facts and Chit Chat, with your boy J Mac. Let's get into it. Man, do I have a lot to talk about. So, to understand where we're at, we have to understand how we got here. So, to break it down with you, I'm going to try to run through this. Check it. Back in the day, the gold standard, people still don't understand what our money is backed by. They continuously claim that crypto and other forms of payment and currencies are scams, not knowing about their dollar. Now, the gold standard was taken away in the 70s, 71 to be exact, I'm pretty sure. Nixon took us off. The reason why is because we were cashing checks our asses couldn't cash. We were writing checks our asses couldn't cash. I apologize. So this is the reason why, behind the madness of what was going on with Nixon and the gold standard. The president of France said, we want our gold. And they sent over fleets of fucking battleships with stacks of money, U.S. currency, in exchange for their gold back. And we gave them their gold. Nixon took us off the gold standard. After that, in 74, Henry Kissinger, I really encourage people to read the Kissinger report. It's great. It's declassified, please. It's a good read. Get your coffee, get your blunt, whatever you do, and, curl up, get under a nice little lamp, and read. It's a great read. So the Kissinger report, Kissinger took his ass over to Saudi Arabia. He made a deal with the Saudis. It was a joint military operation. Basically, it was like, we got your back. If anything happens, we're on top of it. We're handling business. And the Saudis went for it. In exchange, to obtain any crude oil, energy, anything, you had to purchase it in the dollar. So this is what made the dollar strong. This is what pumped up the dollars in the 70s. This is what pumped up the dollar in the 70s. Understand, the dollar was backed by nothing after the gold was gone. And they didn't take all of our gold, but they took a lot of our gold. So a lot of people don't understand that, gold, silver is real money. It's God's money. So understand that these are elements from the earth. That's why they're called God's money. You can't, make these up. You can copy them. You can try to, but, they did after 69 or 68 with our coins. And Gresham's law is when fake money come into play, real money goes into hiding. And that's what you've seen over the years. Life cycles on money are 100 years strong. Over statistic analysis, 100 years, there's usually a new life cycle. What you're seeing now, it looks like the destruction and the ending of America, which is changing the new currency life cycle. Which is why they're leading you into a Fed now CBDC. And that has to do with more power. I will get into that. But, like I was saying, France, money, Kissinger over with the Saudis, joint military operation, and then we got their back. And now, everybody who is purchasing oil has to purchase the dollar to purchase oil. This is what made the dollar strong. Understand, the dollar is bupkis. This is why you have the word fiat currency, petroleum, petrodollar. Petroleum is oil. Dollar, are you following me? This is not hard. Don't get me wrong. It was a little difficult for me too in the beginning. But once you understand and you go back and you watch these cycles, it becomes a lot easier to see the fuckery. And believe me, it's a lot of fuckery. And so, Kissinger, everything is set up. Everybody's purchasing the dollar in exchange just to purchase energy, oil, goods. That's why we were the number one currency, leading currency in the world. For that reason, now we have shit going on in our banking system. You have shit going on with your jobs. You have shit going on with the economy. So when I say your jobs, I mean layoffs. Bad. Microsoft to announce another round of layoffs. Ford to announce $3 billion in workers to be laid off. When McDonald's start laying off, it's bad. Look around you. You can see all these places closing, and they're closing fast. So the central banks, and I mean all the central banks, there's more than one. The big one is like International Settlement Banking, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. So they control all. But the central banks everywhere else in the world and leaders, let's not forget about the leaders. Leaders like Putin and the ones in Saudi Arabia, the ones in Venezuela, they're all flexing with their gold. They all hold gold bricks. They all shown on a pile of gold. I mean, I'm not saying it's real. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm pretty sure it's probably damn near real. It has to be. But regardless, they're flexing. We're not flexing. We haven't flexed since the 70s, since we gave our gold back. And if anybody knows anything about the Volt in Texas, the seals, they're seals. And these seals were broken. The guy who went inside, his name was Timothy something. I'm so sorry, I forget his name. You can look it up. He went inside, and the media asked, "Hey, what did you see?" And when he came out, he said, "Gold is good." Now, a lot of people that would just, they would think, "Oh, okay, gold is good." See, I caught that right away. That has nothing to do with what's going on inside. He didn't say how much gold we have. He didn't say, he just said gold is good. I can go to Dairy Queen. I can go to Baskin Robbins. I can go to Cold Stone. And then, if I walk out of every, ice cream parlor and they say, "Hey, how was it?" And I say, "Well, ice cream is good." I mean, come on, you put it together. So that was a little, if you ask me. Now, going back to what I was saying about how now the gold and everything is missing out of Fort Knox, which it is. I'm pretty sure it's not accounted for. All these central banks are acquiring it. They all know something that we don't know. You have all these big high player like Walmart selling off stocks. They're trying to do it at a tone where it doesn't cause an alarm. On the other end, like I said, you have all these places around you closing. Walmart is going to be closing a lot of stores. I mean, this is just nothing but it's almost like the purge. And a lot of people think this is done on purpose. Well, it is. It's just methodical over time. Everything has been thought out strategically, and it has to be done that way so it can be delivered that way. They're pushing you into this Fed now. You're gonna have an option. They're just gonna give away free money, and especially in a time where people are fucked up. They lost everything. They have no jobs. 10,000 jobs in the fall a day. When you're losing all your jobs and you don't have any money and people are losing their homes and stuff, not to mention the CMBS market is crashing horribly. Those are like, the jobs that people went to an office to go to and work. Well, now that you want to work from home, well, who's going to pay the fucking rent? Exactly. So this is why we're here. We were fucked up way before COVID. And then once the COVID thing came through, then you had all this other bullshit with the money and everything else. So literally, the bag has been fucked up before this pandemic. Going into the pandemic, they pumped all this stimulus out, which, was transitory. Inflation was supposed to be transitory. Well, I mean, these are the smartest people in the world. How did they not see this coming? I mean, it was transitory. They saw a pandemic coming 2 years before it happened. Why do they project, or why are they very accurate on predictions, but they are horribly, horribly inaccurate when it comes to preventing? I mean, ask yourself that question. Agenda 21 was, they simulate pandemics, and then all of a sudden 2 years later it happens, and you know, I look like a nutball saying it, I guess, because I just read something people don't do anymore. It's, social media, your celebrity. If they don't give you the news, you don't give a fuck. And then most people, they've been wronged and they've been lied to so much by media, they in social media and their news, that they stepped away, which is really not fair for the rest of us. Because man, when you were on fire and you were getting the news and you thought everything was true, you were just zinging people. And then once all the shit just disappeared, and you were wrong, there was no accountability. So that's where we're at today. And everybody knows on my channel I stress accountability. Like, don't get me wrong, we're all not perfect beings. We all have our issues, our problems, our devices. But to actually be oblivion to the concept of you being wrong and now not trying to admit it, it's kind of like denial. And it's only going to make you feel more certain of yourself, which is fine by me, because you can still live in this little bubble of unicorns, circus that you claim that is a world. So now you know why we are fucked up. It started way before the 70s, but I'm giving you the brief, summary of the gold standard, why it's called the petrodollar. The Saudis, the Saudis are, we had their back for the longest. Basically, it was extortion, not really extortion on our behalf. We made a deal and we were extorting other people for the Saudis, and we had their back. It is what it is. You can, believe it, don't believe it. Like I said, the Kissinger report just tells all. And then you have, now we're at a state where, like I said, the money's going bupkis. The economy's fucked up. People are losing jobs. They're defunding the police. People are just walking out of Walmart with all type of food and shit. They're not gonna, they can arrest people, but then they're out in like 2-3 days. Chicago's being shot up. It's a gang war down there, or just a war in general. It's gonna get 10 times worse too, people. Believe me, 10 times worse. When I say that, is because once the food shortages and everything else sets in and starts kicking in, what do you think is going to happen? It's already a war zone down there now. Wait till these people have nothing. So, like I said, they're creating the purge for you. That's why they give you these movies with the purge. It's just it's what's to come, predication on what's to come. So now we're at the state where we see our allies, France, Australia, other countries joining the BRICS. And if you don't know what the BRICS is, let me lift a rock, up for you and let you come from under it, because you've been under a fucking rock for the longest. The BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South America, Saudi Arabia, so on. These fucking countries are gathering up currencies, and they're all using their own currency, and it's backed by gold. It's a gold-backed currency. It's going to be traded amongst all these countries. And not to mention, Mexico is joining the BRICS. France, which are our allies, they're joining the BRICS. They are joining the BRICS. They already have, behind closed doors. Any fool can see that Macron has definitely been sucking the teat of Xi Jinping. Why? Because they've already bought energy from China. Not to mention, he's already been visiting China, kicking it with them. So let me paint you a scenario real quick. You and your buddy have been in a business for the longest. Next thing you know, he's hanging out with the ops, the person that you guys are in, contender with. And then after that, he also tells you, like, yo, if you go to war with this dude, I don't have your back. So now you just found out that he's been fucking with this dude behind your back. Not only has he been fucking with him, he's actually purchased something from him. Not only did he purchase something from him, you just was told that if you go to war with him, or if anything happens between you two, I don't got your back. Switzerland, Australia, all these countries are piecing out because they don't like what we did with our money, how we weaponized the dollar. They don't like how we bully people around, how we've been the big bully on the playground. If you don't do this, then we'll just invade, and we'll just, come in like we did in Libya and take it over. Shout out to Obama, or Obama and Michael. I mean, Michelle. What am I talking about? Michael. I mean, I'm gonna call him Michael. I'm gonna call him Michael, but that's here or there. Shout out to them. But yeah, they were the ones. They were the reason why America's been doing this for the longest. We are a bully. The American people don't know. We've been told that hey, there's terror over there, and there's terrorists, and all these people like Gaddafi. All these people were bad people, and they probably were bad people. I don't know if they were or not, but we were still fucking with them when they were bad people. If you do your research, the only time we went against these people is when they stopped using our currency and when they had other plans. See, that's where America comes in at. You don't do what we say, we'll just come over there and bomb your shit. So, I'm not anti-America. I'm anti our politicians, our fake-ass politicians, and our fake-ass media. So, all that going on, all these other countries are joining the BRICS. The Belt Road Initiative is being built. They're going to be trading outside the U.S. They have nothing to do with us. It's going to be patrolled by the military and commerce. And like I said, they have nothing to do with the U.S. All these countries are going around us. All these countries don't want nothing to do with us. Our money's dirty. It's faulty. It's fake. It's fugazi. You'll be burning it here soon, like Weimar Germany. You might be looking at a scenario like right now with France and how they're rebelling and how they're rioting. They're driving cars through malls. They're looting. They're doing all type of crazy stuff. Order out of chaos. This is what these people love. Because once, we do that, they can send in the National Guard, or they can send in whoever they're going to send in. And then next thing you know, they got robot dogs in the street. And it is what it is. This is how they get things done. They give you the problem, and they always have the solution waiting in the background. A CBDC and a FedNow was supposed to take 10 years plus to unravel, to get going, to get ready. How in the fuck do they have it ready during a crash they didn't know was happening that was supposed to be transitory within a 10-year period of a pandemic? 10-year period of a pandemic. Ask yourself that. I mean, I don't know why we go back and forth with one another when we can just talk about the facts. How Anthony Fraud Fauci, bamboozled a lot of you fuckers and had a lot of you fuckers out here thinking that this is the end. Some little common cold is going to kill us. They wrote books about the shit in 1969. Like, people, I love people. They do not like the truth. The truth hurts. I get it. It tears you apart. It rips you up. I get it. You're supposed to take it and then flip it around and learn from it. A lot of people don't. They're really content with that matrix. They love the cipher syndrome shit. They love eating that steak. They love being told that it's real. They love going back to their fake lives, because if this ends, they don't know who they are. They don't know who they're going to be. And I mean, I have to laugh at these people, because these are the people who are always led into a burning building. They'll even see the building is on fire, but they're continuously walking in. Why? Because it looks bright and it's ooh. They're the rat traps. So I hate to be the guy to tell you, but your dollar's getting ready to fall. A lot of these places are probably going to go out of business. People are going to lose jobs. They're creating a purge scenario. Your money is trash. Buy gold, buy silver. I would. If you can't afford gold, I understand it's expensive, so go get silver. It's, the gentleman's money. Gold is for kings, silver is for gentlemen, bartering is for the poor, and debt is for slaves. And I'm trying to live by that. And I want to be a king because I want to lead people into good light, and for them to see that there's different ways. You don't always have to be what they want you to be. So a lot of people think that just because you come from a lower economic standpoint that you don't have a choice, or your chances are slim. Okay, yeah, they are slimmer than the person who grew up in the suburbs and stuff like that, but that still doesn't count you out, and you still have opportunity. That whole victimized shit, that's a mentality that's been plagued on our youth for far too long, and it's sad that the elders are still pushing that narrative bullshit. Like the guy I showed talking about, the mayor was just walking, and he didn't really do anything but just walk in somebody's house. What a fucking idiot. that's the people that are teaching our youth, and that's why I'm here. Because I mean, I'm an I'm not as old, but I'm damn near old enough to know that right from wrong, and I think we all have that conscience. Is most of us don't act on it. All right, so I appreciate you for joining my show. Facts and Chit Chat with your boy J Mac. Thanks for being here, and thanks for listening to me rant. But yeah, like I said, we all know how we got here. Now we know. Now we know what's going on in our current situations with other countries and what they're doing and what all these central banks are doing and what you should be doing. You should be buying silver. $25 an ounce. It's for the outcome of what's going to happen when the shit hits the fan. Man, you guys really, really do not get it. I'm telling you, buy silver. Diversify your portfolio. Banks are looking clownish right now. Your money is fugazi. It is what it is. Believe it or not. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Peace out. Thanks for joining me. Stay cool.
Their mouths are full of bitterness and curses, and in their paths, nothing but ruin and misery, and the fear of God is not before their eyes. They have taken the hearts and minds of our leaders. They have recruited the rich and the powerful, and they have blinded us to the truth. Our human spirit is corrupted. Why do we worship greed? Because outside the limit of our sight, feeding off us, perched on top of us from birth to death, are our owners. Our owners. They have us. They control us. They are our masters. Wake up. They're all about you, all around you.